Nanabojo. Hi everyone, I'm Nikki.
Hey, I'm Lauren.
And welcome to week 4 of Building Our Bundle. We're going to be talking a bit about community, what community means to us, different ways we can think about community. We're going to talk a little bit about the activities for this week and also the photo challenge.
Community to me means a sense of belonging. It is a place of security with people I feel most safe around and people that I feel share the same values as me. When I think of community, I see my family, I see my friends, I see elders, I see people that provide me with a sense of home and security, people that I want to spend time with, and people that provide me a sense of happiness.
Community to me means somewhere I feel safe, somewhere I can go when things are tough, somewhere I can go when I am just feeling down and I need support.
The most important communities to me are my cultural group and my family, because it is within these two communities in which I feel most connected to my culture, my roots, my traditions, and my loved ones. And it is also within these two communities in which I feel like I can be my truest self.
Community to me consists of my friends, not actually my biological family, but the people who I feel know my heart and know my intentions. Even when sometimes I might act a little not in line with them, the people who just see me for me.
Oh, hey. Community to me, I guess, it's kind of like these grandfathers or these rocks. Community to me is the first family in all of creation. And like how these rocks are all working together to support one another. Well, that's all for now. Eagles.
When I think of community, I think of immediately the people around me that are closest to me. So I think of my family, I think of my friends. I mostly think of my sister, who is part of my biggest community and my biggest supporter in many ways. And then I also think of the Finding Our Power Together community and the team that we've built here, as well as the community of people who are following along each week and who are participating, which has become a new community that I'm a part of. What do you think of when you think of community?
Yeah, I think community can mean different things to different people at different points in our lives. I know similarly, I feel very connected with our Finding Our Power Together community. Even though we're apart, I do feel like we get to know you a little bit each week. But I think for some people, especially those of us who maybe grew up disconnected from our immediate communities, that community can be kind of difficult to talk about. It can be kind of alienating to feel like you don't necessarily have a community that you feel comfortable with. So for me, I've really tried to think about community as being the people who I'm choosing to come into my life and who allow me to be my true self. And so not only just people, but other beings, non-human entities that I bring into my life that help me to make me feel safe, make me feel loved and cared for. So, there's my home community, for instance, where my family is from, but there's also my friends who have really been along my journey for a really long time. There's also my clan, so I'm Bear Clan, and so I really feel connected to bears in that kind of way, that they're also part of my community. And then I also think about land. We're here right now in a park in Toronto, and sometimes it can feel that you don't have that connection to land, or that that community isn't available to you. And that's why in week 1 we really tried to think about those tokens. How can we maintain that connection even when we are in a city, or even when we're not in our home community? And sometimes when we are in our home community, we also don't recognize those parts of our communities that aren't so apparent. So the sort of non-human entities that are part of our communities that we might take for granted. So for me, community really means a place where you can be yourself, where you can be safe, where you can be cared for.
And maybe make some change in yourself and in those around you as well, those who are in your community. We can help each other to make the changes in one another that we maybe want to see or are nervous to make as well. And we can be brave in our communities.
Mm-hmm. And I think too that community isn't static. Our communities can be what we want them to be. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the people who live near you or the people that you see on an everyday basis. Community can mean whatever you want it to mean. It can mean being connected to a community that's online or that's far away from you. It's really about those connections and how you foster those connections to feel like you are connected to something bigger than yourself.
In COVID-19, we've had to expand our community to be a little bit more online. And I think some of us might not be used to that, and maybe some of us are, but I think that is also why we're here and working on building our bundle with you all as to expand that network online and to build that community in that space where we can all feel like ourselves in a new way and express who we are in this new community. So today we're also going to be challenging you all to do a scavenger hunt. And if any of you have tried doing a scavenger hunt when you were kids, you might have a story or a memory of something on that list that you could never quite get. And for me, it was a 4-leaf clover, which I don't know if actually exists until this day, but my sister and I used to every summer try to make our own 4-leaf clover by gluing an extra leaf on. And of course, every year we would lose, but we tried regardless, and we had so much fun doing it. And that was such a great memory from my childhood of just having that community around us and searching for something that maybe did or did not exist.
So this week, our activities for the week are to watch this video, which we will be sharing a little bit about different definitions of community and some teachings about community and what that means to Anishinaabe peoples. We'll share a bit about the scavenger hunt activity, which is really about getting you engaged in your own community. And then we'll also share some of the reflection questions that you'll be able to do after the activity is done. We'll also talk a little bit more about the photo challenge, which is sharing those photos that you take during the scavenger hunt and allowing us to see what community means to you. Remember to post your photos by Friday at midnight for a chance to win this week's prize.
So for this week's scavenger hunt, you're going to be doing 5 different things and trying to collect points for each one of the things that you do. So the first thing is take a photo of a place in your community, city or town, wherever you live, that you like to hang out in. So what's one spot that you really love to hang out? Take a picture of that place. Take a photo of a plant that you find interesting, and you get bonus points if you can identify that plant using the PlantNet app. Take a photo of an animal in your community, city, or town, and bonus points if you can find out the name of that animal in your native language. Take a photo of a sunset. And for the last one, take a photo of a place that you enjoy going for walks. So if you find all of these places together and send us all of your photos in one photo collage, and then add one word that represents community for you, that will be a part of the photo challenge for this week.
So once you've done the community scavenger hunt, we want you to spend some time thinking about what community really means to you. Because we know that it means different things to different people, it's really about what does it mean to you and what do you want it to mean for your life. So we have a few reflection questions that you might want to use the journal for. The first would be, what does community mean to you? When you think of community, what do you see in it? What community or communities do you feel part of? This could be peer groups, your geographic community, your cultural group, your clan, or a global community. Of these communities that you feel the most part of, which is most important to you and which are less important? So you can think back to last week's activity where we got you to think about those relationships. There's some communities that you might be a part of that maybe you want to move outside of your immediate surroundings. How do you feel when you're with your closest community? How could you extend an invitation to another youth in your community so that they could also feel those things?
And so take some time to answer these questions on your own, in your journal, or with a friend. And if you want to share any of your answers with us, you can message us anytime on Instagram, Facebook, or even send us an email. We're excited to hear all your stories.